Hi, my name is Siti Rahmat Yusuf and my student number is 2020464682. Today, I will present about water that exists in three forms. Firstly, before we jump to our main topic, let me explain basic information about water. Water is a chemical compound consists of two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. The Ayurvedic name of water is actually water. The alternative name of water is oxidant. The name oxidant is only used in chemistry as the mononuclear parent hydride to name derivative of water. Water is a substance composed of the chemical element hydrogen and existing gases, liquid and solid state. Let's proceed to the properties of water. There are two types of properties of water, which are physical properties and chemical properties. For the physical properties, the first one is water is a colorless and tasteless liquid. Water also has high melting point and boiling melting point. What is a melting point? The temperature at which a solid becomes a liquid due to the enough heat for a given substance. Its solid from melting point is the same as its freezing point and depends on factors such as substance purity and surrounding pressure. Boiling point. A liquid boiling point is the temperature at which its vapor pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure. Melting point of water is 0 degrees Celsius and boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Water is excellent solvent and therefore it helps in the transportations of ion and molecule required for metabolism. It has a high latent heat of vaporization which help in regulation of body temperature. Then, for the chemical properties of water is the first one, amphoteric nature, which is water can react as both acid and base. Next, redox reaction, which is electropositive element reduce water to hydrogen molecule. Thus, water is a great source of hydrogen. The last one is hydrolysis reaction. Water exists in three forms, which is the first one is liquid, solid, and gas. The first one is liquid, which is a nearly incompressible fluid that follows the shapes of its container but retain a nearly constant volume independent of pressure. Next, water also can be defined as substance which exists in solid state, which is one of the four fundamental states of matter. Lastly, water also can form into gas, which is a state of matter that has no fixed shapes and no fixed volume. Now, let me explain what is liquid actually. Liquid will flow and fill the lowest portion of a container, taking the shape but not change in volume. The limited amount of space between particles mean that the liquid have only very limited compressibility. When measuring the volume of liquid, the unit liter and milliliter is used. Then, devices used for liquid measurement include graduated cylinders, beakers, and aluminum flasks. Next, solid is a state of matter characterized by particle arrange, such as their shapes and volume are relatively stable. Sodium also has high density, meaning the particles are tightly packed together. Furthermore, a solid tends to be packed together much closer than the particle in gas or liquid. For example, of solid are table salt, table sugar, water ice, frozen carbon dioxide or dry ice, glass, rock, and most metal and wood. Then, gas is a state of matter that has no fixed shapes and no fixed volume. Gases are composed of tiny particles that are separated by a large distance. Gas particles do not experience any force of attraction or repulsions with each other. The table shows the comparisons between solid, liquid, and gas. Now, let's see the process that contain in changes of state. The first one is evaporation, which is liquid to gas, condensation process, which is gas to liquid, sublimation process, which is from solid to gas, deposition process, which is gas to solid, freezing process, the solid to liquid, sorry, freezing process, the liquid to solid, and melting process from solid to liquid. The first process is melting process. Melting or fusion is a physical process that results in the phase transitions of a substance from a solid to liquid. This occurs when the internal energy of the solid increases, typically by the applications of heat or pressure, which increase the substance temperature to the melting point. The example process of melting is melting, which is change of a solid to a liquid when heat is applied. In a pure crystalline solid, this process occurs at a fixed temperature called melting point. An impure solid generally melts over a range of temperature below the melting point of the principal component. Amorphous, or we call it as non-crystalline substance such as glass or pitch melt by gradually decreasing in viscosity as temperature is raised, with no sharp transitions from solid to liquid. The second process is freezing process. Freezing is a phase transition where a liquid turns into solid when its temperature is lowered below its freezing point. In other hand, freezing means the solidification phase change of a liquid or the liquid content of a substance, usually due to cooling. Example process of freezing. Freezing occurs when a liquid cools to a point at which its particles no longer have enough energy to overcome the force of attraction between them. Instead, the particle remains in fixed position, crowded closely packed together. The temperature at which a substance freezes is known as its freezing point. Freezing point is a physical property of matter. The freezing point of pure water is 100 degrees Celsius. Below this temperature, water exists as ice. Now it's about condensation process. Condensation is the change of water from gaseous form, which is water vapor, into liquid water. Condensation generally occurs in the atmosphere when the warm air rises, cools, and loses its capacity to hold water vapor. As a result, excess water vapor condenses to form cloud droplets. Example of thing that go through condensation is morning dew on the grass, cloud in the sky, rain falling down, steamy battery mirror visible breath in cold condition. The last process is boiling process. Boiling is the process by which a liquid turns into vapor when it is heated to its boiling point. The change from a liquid phase to a gaseous phase occurs when the vapor pressure of the liquid is equal to the atmospheric pressure exerted to the liquid on the liquid. Example process of boiling is when heat water. A good example of boiling is seen when water is heated until it forms steam. The boiling point of fresh water at sea level is 100 degrees Celsius or 212 degree Fahrenheit. The bubbles that form in the water contains the vapor phase of water, which is steam. The bubbles expands, the bubbles expand as they get closer to to the surface because is there is less pressure acting on them. I think that's all from me about water in tree form, and thank you.